Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to you one and all. Hurry, hurry, step right up. It is the Christian Whistleblower, Jeffrey Daugherty Show, Gospel Truth Extravaganza. And here we are, ready to rock and roll, wall to wall, treetop tall, with some really, really good stuff. I'm sorry for my appearance. I was at the beach doing my workout, had a little swim, got home, getting ready to get in the shower, got email from Rex Bear that said, hey, come on the show. Went on the show with Rex and Heidi and Jenny. Heidi Vandenberg, Jenny Moonstone. It was a great show, but I'm still sticky, yo. But that's okay, because I am committed to broadcast excellence at 11 a.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. Now, the 11 p.m. show tonight will be an abbreviated show because at midnight Eastern time, we have, I always forget his name. It's going to be a great show. He wrote an article about, it's not Invictus, it's not Incubus, something like that. But anyway, he'll be on tonight at midnight, and it's the real story behind the Las Vegas story, and I'm looking forward to having him on. And so the 11 p.m. show tonight will be an abbreviated one, and we'll be back at midnight with a full show with this fellow that does the magazine. That's the same as his name. It's not Icarus. It's something like that. But anyway, he will be with us at midnight tonight. I thought he was going to be with us at midnight last night. I was wrong. See, I was wrong. Every now and then you're wrong. And when you're not wrong very often, that's everybody wants to make a big deal out of it because you're wrong so rarely. But if you get a chance to watch the show with Rex, that was a great show. Jenny, Heidi, yours truly, we had a great time. Now, I wanted to talk to you today. One of my great subscribers from India, the country of India, sent me a link, and he is Indian, so he might be a little bit prejudiced, but I found it to be fascinating, and I want to share it with you. So we're going to do it kind of a reaction video style. I'm going to show you what's going on with the video, and then we're going to talk about it and comment it along the way. Heidi Vandenberg from Channel 27 is in the chat room right now. So hello, Heidi, and it was a great show. And Heidi might find this interesting as well, because the idea is that everything, or really the question is, did everything start in India? So I want to bring this to you. We're gonna comment on this. We are going to see what we are going to see. Let's talk about, did everything begin in India? Startling information. I think that at the very least, you're going to find very, very interesting. Let's turn up the sound. There we go. And we probably won't go all the way through as it's pretty long. So let's see what this has to say. The requisite Indian music. The requisite guy doing a cobra taming. Well, you know what? I'm going to try to find where he actually starts talking about stuff. Well, okay, let's just watch. And we'll talk while we're watching this. Psalm 78:2, I'll open my mouth in a parable. I didn't remember this starting this way. This is a little bit more difficult to get to, but they start getting into things where they're talking about the origins of a lot of the biblical stuff, specifically the Old Testament stuff, comes directly from India, or at least they're advancing that ideal. So as soon as he gets through with this stuff, we will go ahead and start talking about all of that. And there's a lot of comments going on in the chat room. And tonight I want to especially say, this fellow he's not just a normal person. So I want you to be very, very courteous. Rudeness won't be tolerated whatsoever in the chat room tonight. So as we begin to look at this, the whole thing is Shani is embodying the planet Saturn and is the Lord of Saturday. And of course, Saturday is deeply embedded within the Judaic culture as the Sabbath day. Michael says he's not a normal person. And as I see this dragon here, it automatically makes me think about the rat bastard, he that shall not be named. Does he go all the way back to the Vedic thought and the thought of India? The crimson worm, many people have talked about a worm that is actually trying to consume this earth and this present reality that we are in. It's a worm that is trying to pretend that it's Gaia or Mother Earth, but it's, I don't know if shape-shifting is the right word, but shape-shifting sets a great word. I'll use it. That they're trying, it's actually shape-shifting itself into Mother Earth, and it's a worm that's trying to consume this entire life, this entire dimension, this entire reality that we are in. And of course, Psalm 22:6, but I am just a worm. If we translated that back into the Indian language, that I am actually a worm, one of these gods. So very, very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. Shani, Saturday, Saturn, Sabbath. That should make you go, at least in my opinion. The Hindu caste system is fascinating. You know, I don't know enough about the Hindu caste system to comment on it, but it seems to be kind of unfair to me, right? But I don't know enough about it to comment on it. Namaste from Nepal. Nice to have you there, or here, and nice to have you there. And I'm waiting for this video to get to a certain point so I can begin to really start commenting on it. Sea salt is a great exfoliator. Sea salt is really good for you, but you're a little sticky when you haven't had a chance to actually wash off. I've done anyway. Ali Shah, I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure it's an interesting Indian thing. Hi, Jeff. First time at your show. Nice to have you here. And this is what I get for trying to go straight into a show, straight from another show, without getting a lot of time to do a lot of get everything, all the ducks in a row. I think here we're starting to get into it a little bit. What I was talking about. The thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. That's John 10:10. And okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. This is where I want to start picking up on. So let's listen to what they have to say here. Come on, let's start talking. Enough music. This isn't a music show.
India is the birthplace of language, mathematics, religion, and it's the cradle of the human race.
Now that really can't be argued. If maybe India, maybe Sumer, but it is very, very arguable that the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech or language, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, the great-grand tradition, the most valuable and most instructive materials in the history of man are treasured up in India only. That was from a rather smart fellow named Mark Twain. Now, there is some argument with the writings of Sumer. We believe life began at Sumer, but there's also a very strong argument that it could be, in fact, the nation of India.
All roads lead to India. Sanskrit is the mother of all the world's oldest living languages.
That can't be debated from an anthropological point of view. Sanskrit is the mother of all written language.
NASA scientists declare that Sanskrit is the most pure of all the world's languages.
I'm not sure what that's about. NASA scientists declare that Sanskrit's the most pure of all languages, but it's interesting.
Sanskrit is the sacred language of ancient pre-Brahmin Hinduism, and it's also
Now that's interesting to note that Sanskrit's the ancient language of pre-Brahmin Hinduism. Mark Twain.
Languages and even English.
So English itself comes from the Sanskrit language. Wow, some of you are already getting a little cross. Are we cross? Sorry that if the truth hurts.
Contrary to what
I'm not really sorry. I'm just trying to be polite.
Western scholars and archaeologists claim, India is the cradle of mankind, and it's from India the geography of the planet was first explored and settled by. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Egyptians, the Phoenicians, Aboriginals called Indians, all have their origin in India.
That's an interesting proposition, that life began in India, not in Sumer.
The world was once ruled by India, and that's a provable fact.
That is a provable fact. The world was once ruled by India.
An in-depth presentation of this study can be found on my blog in 55 chapters. This will be
there. Check that out. That's where we're at. I warn you before I ate you. And that's exactly what's going on. We're being warned before we're going to be eaten. At least that is the way they want it to be, but that's not the way it's going to be, because we're going to stop it.
Mere breakdown, the most important keys that unlocks the true origin of Judaism and Christianity, and clears the fog as to the real origins of world history being withheld by the rulers who are shaping our matrix through deception.
See, that's one of the main things I want to look at. The nation of Israel, Israel. What does that break down to? It says is real. But folks, what we know and think and believe about Israel is not. What we know about Israel is not real. Israel is not. And I think that this is part of the beginning of understanding that.
They do not want you to know what I'm about to present, because your mind will be less apt.
Check this. The Jews are derived from the Indian philosophers. They are named by the Indians Kalani. Flavius Josephus, Book 1, 22. Jews are derived from the Indian philosophers. Unless you level a charge of anti-Semitism, Flavius Josephus was much like your prophet, apostle, self-proclaimed Paul, both Jewish and Roman. Sorry if the facts bug ya. I'm really not sorry at all. I like sticking it. And the thing I like about the show with Rex, if you look in the chat room, you can always tell if you've got a good show. There's a specific mix, and it has to include a few things. It has to include, you guys are the greatest ever. It has to include, this is the best channel on YouTube. It has to include, you're all going to hell. It has to include, Jesus hates you. It has to include, you're all antichrist, witches, devils. And there's a certain mix between all of that, or wow, I never thought of it that way. And there's a certain mix. And when you hit that perfect mix, you know, man, this is a hell of a show. That show on Rex's channel hit that formula on the head. So that's what I try for, is that it's got to be a mixture of those things. And without any of those things, you can't have a real good show. Heidi knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Have to be controlled by them within their propaganda matrix.
So the Jews really came from India, which is very fascinating to me.
Out of the cages of other men. In Hinduism, the goddess Kali is the consort or wife of the Hindu deity Shiva.
Kali is the wife or consort of Shiva, I believe it said.
Temples to Kali can be found in Mexico, South America, and place names in North America, such as California. Mesoamerica.
Wow, temples to Kali can be found in Mexico, North America, but I thought it was just an Indian religion. And we've got the makings of a good show, because Jeff is the Antichrist, has been mentioned in the chat room.
American Southwest of the United States is riddled with location names honoring the Hindu goddess Kali.
That's the Empire State Building, I believe, with Kali on it.
Temples such as Teocalli in Mexico.
Teocalli, I have been to this temple, and I wish I'd have known then what I know now. I wish I'd have known then what I know now. I was just a stupid Pentecostal evangelist, all Jesused up when I was down there. If only I could have known and understood the riches that I was peering into, and I could have been able to wrap my flat block head around it. But at that time, I just couldn't do it. Shiva at CERN, says Third Eye View. Interesting. Shiva holds a trident like Enki and Poseidon.
And cities such as Calicut are named after the Hindu goddess Kali.
What is Kali doing in Mexico? Well, you're a daisy if you do.
The name Kali is used for Israel in Hebrew, such as Kal Israel, which means all Israel.
Oh, check this out. Kal Israel. Kali's the bride of Shiva. All of Israel, just as Uma is a nation and the bride of Shiva. Kala. Kali. I even think of the bread, challah. Anyway, I digress. And it does start with a C, so don't get snippy.
The name Kali can be found in Islam, such as in the name Caliphate.
Oh, wait a minute now. Now you're saying that Indian origins can be found in Islam? It's almost as if Islam and Judaism are like the same religion. To quote Rex Bear, meet the new boss just like the old boss.
Is a goddess consort of Shiva in Hinduism. The Mayans are named after this Hindu goddess. Kundalini is a well-known Hindu name, and Kundalini is a South American agricultural goddess of the Aztecs.
Did you catch that? Kundalini is a goddess, agricultural goddess of the Aztecs.
Aboriginals in North and South America are referred to as Indians.
Oh, that's just a coincidence. The native Aboriginals in North and South America, they're called Indians. That's just a coincidence. Come on. That's just a coincidence. Pay no attention. Nothing to see here. Move right along. Move right along. Nothing to see.
And the identification with India obvious. In Egypt, the Sphinx at Giza is the effigy of Simha, the man-lion incarnation.
Oh, check that out. And Heidi, feel free to chime in on this with your knowledge of Indian divinities and deities. Those two look very much alike. And my thought was too, and we're talking about India. Let's see if I can get back to that Sphinx. It's going to be too hard. But, you know, the Sphinx was there. And the Sphinx, to me, I mean, it's obvious the Cobra references are definitely there.
Of Seba,
I probably messed this whole up, but
Shiva, which are all names for Shiva. The stelae,
Saba is right into Sabbath.
Pillars and pyramids, which mark the Giza Plateau, are called Matsaba in Hebrew. The cognate for the name Shiva is found in the word Matsaba.
Ah, they're finding Sheba in Matsheba. Very interesting.
Testament scriptures is filled with Sanskrit names to Hindu deities.
Sanskrit names for Hindu, what he said. And I'm not saying this is true. I'm just asking you to think outside your box. Think outside your box.
The earliest patriarchs of the Old Testament named people and places after Hindu deities. The goddess Asura in Hinduism becomes the
Heidi says, go to my Nakshatra book and look at the 19th Nakshatra. Go to my book and look at the 19th Nakshatra. The 19th Nakshatra, page 297. Let's see what Heidi's talking about. 297. Cue the Jeopardy theme as I look. 297, Moolah. Is that the right one, Heidi? Moolah? The first among the asterisms consists of 9 stars. Interesting. I'm not sure what she's talking about, but let's go on. Probably should bring her on, but she's too busy.
Sort of Yahweh in the Old Testament.
Oh, what was that? 1041. Let's go back to like 10. Let's go back to 1038. Let me listen to this whole thing. This is important.
In people and places after Hindu deities. The goddess Asura in Hinduism becomes the consort of Yahweh in the Old Testament.
Asura becomes, oh, this is so right on. Asura becomes the consort of Yahweh through Asherah. Wow. Wow. Kali. Heidi was talking about, wow. That is pretty amazing that Asherah is actually, without a doubt, the consort of Yahweh. And it sure seems to me to be straight out of India.
As Asherah.
Thank you.
Rama is a Hindu god whose name is found all over the Old Testament. Hebrew names such as Bala, Uma, Asher, Issa, Hosea, Hera, Baal, Adonai, El Shaddai, Jehovah, Nissan, Sabbath, Moses, Selah, etc. are all Sanskrit names relating to Hindu gods.
They said Yahweh is the name. He that should not be named relates to Hindu gods. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Heidi, what does Kali represent?
In Judaism, one goes to a yeshiva, which is an academy or school.
Are you serious? I never even thought about this. That's what they call when they go to the Hebrews call that their school, their shiva, their yeshiva. Shiva, hello. Wow.
To learn Judaism, with the Hindu god Shiva obvious in the name.
Kali is not, I don't believe Kali is just death. I believe Kali is creation and death.
The Jewish ritual for the deceased is called a Shiva.
The Jewish ritual they call it sitting Shiva. After someone dies, they go and sit for an amount of time, and that's called sitting Shiva. Wow. Did it all begin in India?
Which is a 7-day mourning for the deceased that's referred to as sitting Shiva. The word for the...
This guy's pretty smart. He keeps saying what I say. Kali brings the darkness to light, according to Heidi Vandenberg.
The number 7 in the Old Testament is the Sanskrit Hindu god name for Shiva.
How important is the number 7 in Old Testament? Very. 7 is the Sanskrit word for Shiva. This is interesting stuff, folks. I'm not saying you have to believe it. I'm saying get out of your box. Think.
In the ancient world, Shiva was known as the Lord of Seven, or rather, sevening oneself.
Shiva was known as the Lord of Seven. Wow.
In the Bible, the Sabbath is named after Shiva.
I just told you guys this. The Sabbath is the quintessential Hebrew thing. The Sabbath. I thought they picked all this up in Babylon. Now I've got to search the connections between Babylon and India. Sabbath is demonstrably an Indian name of Shiva. Who knew? Where else are you going to hear this but on the Christian Whistleblower, Gospel Truth, Extravaganza channel?
Who is Lord of Sabaoth.
Lord of Sabaoth. Are you guys even ready for? I don't know if you guys are even ready for this. Lord of Sabaoth. Guess who else said they were Lord of Sabaoth? I'll wait. Oh, it was Plastic Jesus. Soylent Jesus said he was Lord of Sabaoth.
Shiva is also known as the destroyer in Hinduism. In the Old Testament, God as destroyer passes over Egypt during the Exodus.
Oh, snap. Shiva's the destroyer, and it says right in Exodus 12:23 that the destroyer will come into your houses. Okay. Interesting. Not enough to build a doctrine on, but interesting. Things might not be the way we think things are, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying. I'm not saying that.
In both testaments of the Bible, God has 7 spirits which relate to the 7 chakras in the Shivite yogic system.
Okay, let's talk about this. Remember, I came out and said that the chakras are not organic, and that the chakras were created by the Lord, by the one that shall not be named, the rad bastard, and that the chakras are entrances into our energetic structure that he put in as backdoors, trapdoors, like any good programmer does, and that we should shut them down. That's my intention. And about 4 of you asked for my help in shutting them down. I'm hoping that more of you shut them down. Isaiah 11:2, there's 7 spirits. Revelation 1:4, 7 spirits which are before his throne. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, John did not write all of Revelation. John wrote a little bit of Revelation, and there's a whole bunch of shenanigans going on in the book of Revelation.
As Shiva is Lord of yoga in Hinduism, the name Canaan or Cana,
and I'm just saying, but that looks a lot like a cross to me. I'm just saying,
is Sanskrit and from Hinduism.
The word Canaan, the land of Canaan. What's the land of Canaan? I'll wait. Oh, yeah, that's the promised land. And it comes from where? It comes from India. Wow. You still think that Israel? Ah, boy, I don't know. Michael, very, very good point. Michael makes a great point. He says, I keep my third eye chakra open. I keep my crown chakra open. I close the others. I've kept my crown chakra open. I can see the argument for the third eye one. You could probably keep them both open because I got to have a way out. Because I don't just stay in. Good. Michael, deep.
Chanan or Kanan or Chana are Tamil Hindu names for the Hindu god Krishna.
Oh, he's not really going to go from Krishna to Christ, is he? Is he going to go from Krishna to Christ? Is he really going to go from Krishna to Christ just because it's demonstrably easily verifiable? Open your eyes and look at it, guys. I said it. Look at it. Just because it's so demonstrable, is he really going to go there?
Is a park reserve promised to the followers of pre-Brahmin.
There it is, Canaan.
Vegan Shivites, or rather Indian Hindus, who conquered and ruled the world way before there was Mesopotamian empires.
Wow.
Canaan or Chanan as a promised land is designated by 2 important items in Hinduism.
The promised land of Canaan is a Hindu concept.
Milk and honey.
Milk and honey.
In approximately
the land that flows with milk and honey.
1900 BC, a flood submerged a large portion of India as described by the explorer Strabo.
So around 1900 BC, there was a great flood in India.
Strabo noted that entire villages, towns, and cities were abandoned just prior to this flood. This flood changed geographical features in India, such as the disappearance of a major river in the Harappan area called the Saraswati. Those who fled immigrated west into the Levant and to the promised land of the Shivites called Cana or Chanan.
Now, wait a second. Are they telling us that the Hebrews came from India and are really Indians? What? Wow. And it came to pass, they journeyed from the east, found a plain in the land of Shinar and dwelt there. Wow.
Brethren precursors had already immigrated and established the Brahminite Empire of Phoenicia on the west of Canaan.
Oh, that's so true. The Phoenicians were Brahminite. This guy's got some good stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's got some good stuff to you. Of course, it's new to me. Why do you think I'm so interested in it? I've got a very limited amount of time to study new stuff, and this is new to me. And let's see, the Phoenician Empire. The Phoenician Empire, what isn't that? It looks just like where Israel is. Can't be. Just a coincidence. Move along. Nothing to see here.
The Phoenicians are Indians from India.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Saraswati River was deified after this flood as a goddess who became the consort of the god Brahma. The figures of Brahma and Saraswati are found in the Old Testament as Abraham and Sarai.
Wow. Abraham and Sarah found in Hindu origin teachings. That's deep.
As in Hindu mythology, Brahma and Saraswati are brother and sister and husband and wife.
Folks, that's not coincidence.
Just as Abraham.
Those two were brother and sister. And guess what? Abraham, Sarah, she's my sister, daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, so she became my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, that is beyond coincidence in my humble, harmless little fuzzball opinion. Wow. Wow. Wow.
And Sarai are in the Old Testament. Abram, or rather Abraman, came from the kingdom of Ud.
Abram, a Brahmin. That's a little bit of a stretch, but Abram, a Brahmin. Wow, that's interesting stuff.
Or rather, the Hodus in India. The etymology for the word Exodus.
Dude came from India, and he's going to show us the Exodus means to leave India. We know there, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get hate mail, and they're going to, oh man, I'm all covered with salt, and they're going to say, oh, you're terrible, blah, blah. Guess what, folks? I made a list of all the proof of the Exodus in the archaeological record. Let me get it out for you. I made a big list. See, it's a big book. I made a big list of all the archaeological proof, all the empirical, objective archaeological proof for the Exodus of the Hebrews from Israel. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Do you think that you're ready to see this list of all the proof of the Exodus? I don't know if you're ready, but here's the list. Here, can you get a better look at the list? That's the list of all the archaeological proof and all the anthropological proof of an exodus of the Hebrew people from Egypt. That is an exhaustive list right there. That is the listing of every single proof. You do see a blank sheet. That's my point. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. Jen's like, wow, there's nothing there. Love you, Jen. Now listen to this.
Is ex-Hodus. Hodus in ancient Hebrew is Hindustan. The original Jews named themselves after Hindustan, or rather India. The word Hodus has the roots Hud and Hod, which is in the names Judea and Judah.
Dudes, the Exodus is talking about them coming out of India. Oh my, this could change everything.
The ex-Hodus of the Hindus from the kingdom of Ud.
Oh, look at this. Joseph Hodes from India to Israel, identity, immigration, and struggle for religious equality. No wonder. Remember that one guy that used to come on here that was the Christian thumper, and he was like, when Heidi was on, oh, a stupid blue elephant, ha, ha, ha. It's no wonder that the Christians, the Judeo-Christians, have such discard and disdain for India. I always wondered that, even back when I was one. Why do we hate India so much? Why do we talk so bad about India all the time? And why is there so much effort to go and evangelize India? They've got their own stuff. They're happy. Maybe some of those questions are coming to be answered, ladies and gentlemen.
Northern India. The deity in the Bible commands a consecration upon the arms and foreheads of the migrants. The marking upon the forehead is a Hindu binti.
I never thought about that before. I'm going to mark them in their forehead. He that shall not be named. And there's these people in India marked in their forehead.
The word frontlets in Hebrew means to bind, the same as the meaning for the binti in Hinduism. The Hindu bindi later on becomes the tefillin worn by Pharisee rabbis and priests in Judaism.
Do you see that box on their head? Straight out of India.
Everything in the Bible comes from the east, and that's because India lays east of Canaan, or rather Canaan.
When he drove man out of the garden, the rat bastard, the east. Oh, this is good stuff. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, think about it.
In Sanskrit, a hermitage is called a vatica. In Rome.
Wait a second now. It's one thing to talk about the Jews. It's one thing to talk about them Muslims. But now we're going to start talking about our church. Wait a second. I'm okay when you're making fun of other people and pointing out other people's errors, but don't you be pointing out my errors. Wow. Let's hear that little part again. I'm going to go to 1530 or so. Bam. Listen to this.
In Rome, there is.
Okay, I didn't go back far enough. Let's go back to 25 or so. That'll work. Listen.
India lays east of Canaan, or rather Canaan. In Sanskrit, a hermitage is called a vatica. In Rome, there is the Vatican. The Shiva Lingam in Shiva.
Vatican. It's just a coincidence. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Hinduism is erected as architecture in Vatican City, complete with.
That's just the fact that they look almost exactly the same. It's just coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. It's just coincidence. Move along. Nothing to see here. Coincidence.
Matsaba, or rather the phallus of Shiva.
Oh my, where is that picture again?
Architecture in Vatican City, complete with Matsaba, or
nothing. Just move along. There's nothing to see here. Are you kidding me, ladies and gentlemen?
Rather the phallus of Shiva.
Oh, now come on. You're not really going to say that. I forget what these things are called all of a sudden. That they're phallic symbols? Washington Monument, this thing. What are these things called? Somebody help me. I forgot what these things are called. Yeah, Jen says they look nothing alike. What are these things called? Come on. You know what they're called. I know what they're called. I just can't think about it. It won't come to my mind right now. Obelisk. Thank you very much, Bill and Jen. Obelisk. Moving right along.
The word scarlet in the Bible comes from the Sanskrit Hindu name Shani, and Shani is the god Saturn in Hinduism.
Scarlet, Shani, Saturn. And I seem to remember that when the rat bastard comes back trying to say that he is Jesus, trying to say that he's the Word, when he's hiding his own name as if with a cloth, he comes back saying, I am the Word of God. And he comes back with a garment dipped in crimson, scarlet blood. And he comes back riding on a white horse. But this dude right here is come back riding on don't tell me it's a blue bird. Is he riding on a blue bird? Well, blue dude riding on a bird. I'm just saying. Man, I can't believe we stumbled into this blue bird thing. Man. Yahweh, the one who shall not be named. Dude, they said that he's a liar from the beginning. He's a liar from the beginning. This joker even lied about his beginning. Why should it surprise me?
The Hebrew word for sea in the Old Testament is Yam, and Yam is the Hindu god of death, representing Pluto.
Sea, Yam, death, Pluto, blue.
Other names relating to Catholicism in Sanskrit are easily identifiable when crossed.
Okay, so let's look at Christianity. I love this. Xtianity. Let's look at this. Let's just look objectively at the Sanskrit and the Christian. You guys know I am loving this. Okay, let's see. Mater, mother, Mother Mary. Pitar, father, Holy Father. Bratru, brother, brother. Sodare, sister, sister. Purohit, priest, priest. Bat, chief, abbot. Papa, absolver of sin, pope. It's all coincidence, folks. Nothing to see here. Move along. Please continue to unquestionably embrace your previous conditioning. Pay no attention to this incoming data. Disregard it. Nothing to see here. It's from a conspiracy theorist. It's from an idiot. It's from a jerk. It's come from a really, really bad guy, an antichrist, someone that doesn't love the little baby frilly diaper lying in the manger Jesus. Pay no attention. Please conform to your previous instructions. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Please revert to your previous conditioning. This has been a public service announcement. I now return you to your regularly scheduled extravaganza.
Compared in Latin and English. The Gospel of John was written no earlier than 70 AD. However,
the Gospel of John, he says, was written no earlier than 70 AD. It was actually written about 96 AD.
First in that gospel was written 3,000 years prior, as it's a verbatim quote directly from the Rig Vedas.
He's saying that John 1:1 is a direct quote from the Rig Vedas. I got to write that down, ladies and gentlemen, because that has the potential of rocking my world. What? I'm supposed to be the world rocker. I'm not supposed to get mine rocked. We're going to have to do some investigation on this. John 1:1 and the Rig Vedas. I'm supposed to be the one with all the answers.
Like Christianity and Judaism, Islam is also origined in Vedic Hinduism.
It's all, can you imagine? They copied everything.
In fact, all ancient churches, mosques, and mausoleums, such as St. Paul's in London, St. Peter's in Rome, the Dome on the Rock, and Al-Aqsa in Jerusalem.
Isn't that funny? They all look the same.
The Kaaba in Mecca, etc., are all captured.
Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Coincidence. It's just coincidence. It's just coincidence. Please revert to your previous conditioning.
And converted erstwhile Vedic temples, as their architecture clearly shows. Allah in Islam is Lord of the seven worlds.
Allah in Islam is the Lord of the seven worlds.
Heavens. And that epithet is distinctly used for the...
Look at that. Look how close. Look how those things look a lot alike, ladies and gentlemen.
Hindu god Shiva. The Kaaba.
Oh, now we're talking about black cubes. Boop, 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 boop.
Mecca encloses a Shiva lingam that is kissed by those who visit Mecca on their Hajj pilgrimage. Black stone that fell from heaven is broken in 7 pieces, identifying the Hindu.
Are you kidding me? I didn't know that thing was broken 7 pieces. That's fascinating.
God Shiva, who is Lord of 7. The city of Rome in Italy is in fact the city of...
Sheba is Allah. If Sheba is Allah, then Sheba is the rat bastard. See, I knew that rat bastard. That's why I stopped using the Tetragrammaton, YHWH. He stole that name. He stole that name. He stole that name. He's perverted that name.
Rama, and Rama is a Hindu deity. Catholicism is no less than another incarnation of Vedic Hinduism in every way. The Roman Caesar, the German Kaiser, and the Russian Tsar are all variations of the Sanskrit term Eswar, meaning the Great Lord. The British coronation chair has gold lions adorning its 4 legs in keeping with the Vedic Simhasana, i.e. the lion seed tradition.
How about that?
In the shelf underneath the royal seat of that chair is a sacred orange-colored stone called the Stone of Stone. The tunic of Great Britain's royal bodyguard is also of the Vedic bright orange hue.
How about that?
Statues of dead royalty and other elite in Westminster.
This is just a coincidence, folks. Pay no attention. The fact that they have their hands in the same posture as the Vedic gods or as a Buddha, it's just pay no attention. Move along.
Abbey, London may be seen by the score with their palms joined in homage at death in the Vedic tradition.
In the Vedic tradition.
The museum in Corinth, Greece, is a large temple mosaic of Lord Krishna, hung for display, depicting him playing a flute standing under a tree with feet crossed and with cows grazing nearby.
There's really no, that's just coincidence. It's not the same. Come on. Totally coincidental.
The Bible states that Ishmael, son of Hagar, and his descendants lived in India. India is called Havilah in the Bible. It must be noted that the names of Isaac and Ishmael are derivatives from Sanskrit. Hebrew Ishak equals Sanskrit Ishaku equals friend of Shiva.
Wow. Dude, this whole thing is a lie. I mean, if you want to talk about a psyop, this is a psyop. Like Jen said, dude, they have totally used the force on us. Rat Bastard is a copycat. He really, when the Christ said he was a liar from the beginning, he was telling us he even lied about his beginnings, and it's taken us this long to figure it out.
Hebrew Ishmael equals Sanskrit Ishmahal equals great.
Are you telling me Ishmael? There's a Sanskrit word called Ishmahal, and it means great Shiva. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you not see the connection between Ishmahal and Ishmael? Ishmael, Ishmahal. That's just coincidence. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Shiva. Bible students will note that Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees. Western historians have perverted the truth of actual origins of places and names when it comes to theist texts like the Bible. Bactria, a region of ancient Afghanistan, was the locality of the prototypical Jewish nation called Jehuda or Jaguda, also called Ur-Jaguda. Ur meant place or town. Chaldean, more correctly Chaldiva or Holy Calls, was not the name of specific ethnicity, but the title of an ancient Hindu Brahmanical priestly caste who lived in what are now Afghanistan, Pakistan, in the Indian state of Kashmir.
Wow. It's a lie, Stevie.
The city of Ur, land of the patriarchs, was near the border of Persia, the road to India, where the Brahmin had been born.
So the home of the patriarchs of Judaism and of your Christianity is where the Brahmins were born. That's purely coincidental.
A Brahmin made his home amongst the Sabians in Haran.
A Brahmin made his home in Haran. Guess who comes from Haran?
Hera is a word that denotes Shiva, the destroyer.
Abraham is from Haran, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The very God of Abraham is from Haran. He's Indian, ladies and gentlemen.
The word Hera refers to destruction in all its Hebrew applications, an epithet of Shiva.
God, Abraham from Haran, from the place of the destroyer. This begins to interest me.
Hari, a cognate of Hera, is Hebrew that means to conceive or be pregnant, and it's the epithet used by those in Hinduism to denote the god Krishna, as in Hari Krishna.
I was just thinking about Hari Krishna.
In the book of Daniel, chapter 10, Daniel has a vision of a man wearing a linen cloth designated as the Lord. Daniel distinctly claims that the man's body was the color of beryl.
Oh, here we go again. The book of Daniel, one of the most ancient books of the Bible. Blue beings. And what is the latest craze that they're trying to get you to believe in now? Blue birds. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word. I said the blue birds. Bird is a word. Who knew that Veltman would have me stumbling into such a rabbit hole? We have made it impossible for the UFO Jesus or the fake Lord or the fake alien, and now we're destroying their blue bird option. I told you we were going to make it impossible for them to fool us. And it still beggars my mind that grown adult people believe that blue birds, they really believe the bird is the word, but it's the blue bird, the blue bird. The bird is a word.
Beryl is a blue aquamarine mineral gemstone. Daniel's relating the Lord's body is blue in color, just as the Hindu god Shiva.
Daniel said that it was a blue god that he saw. Holy. Wow.
Is depicted as blue in color. This is compounded throughout the OT with the Lord's body being related to the color blue of a sapphire in Song of Songs. In the book of Exodus, the pavement under the Lord's feet is sapphire.
Blue.
In Ezekiel, the throne of God is the color of sapphire.
Blue.
Blue. In Numbers, God tells Moses to command the people to create a fringe of blue on their garments so that...
Folks, what does a fringe on a garment look like? Let me show you something here. What does a fringe on a garment look like? Fringe, I'm going to look this up. Blue fringe on garments. Garments. Blue fringe on garments. This is the Hebrew blue fringe on garments. What does that kind of look like to you? Kind of looks like feathers to me, but I'm just saying. I'm just a conspiracy theorist. And worse than that, I'm a apostate, blaspheming conspiracy theorist. So who am I?
When they look at it, they recall the commandments of the Lord. Blue is the color of the Hindu god Shiva, because the god of the Hebrews, Jews.
Does anybody notice that Shiva is like swole? He's jacked.
Is in fact the Hindu god Shiva.
The Lord stole Shiva. And check this out. This is mind-blowing. Why haven't we seen this? What's the color of the flag of is not real? Oh, is not real. You see what I did with that? Is real, is not real. The nation of is not real.
Even the Israeli flag of the modern nation state.
What color is that? And I know I'm getting really crazy right now, but if you look at this, those almost look like, oh, you can't see me pointing. These almost look to me like little feathers. I'm just saying. And that might be a little beak. And if you look at the Indian flag and you look at this flag, if you draw lines between all these points, I'm just saying. Remember, I'm just a blaspheming apostate conspiracy theorist. Don't listen to me.
Is blue after Shiva. The word Krishna.
And look at that. If you connect the points on Shiva, what do you come up with? Connect the points on Shiva. What do you come up with? Wow. That's pretty freaking radical. Connect the points on Shiva. And that's what you get. That is pretty freaking interesting.
In Sanskrit is Krishna, which means...
Here, I knew he was going to get to it sooner or later. Krishna means anointed one. Krishna equals Krishna. Krishna equals Christ, anointed one. a guide, Krishna, Nidhi, Christianity.
Anointed one.
I'm just saying.
Krishna equals Krishna, and Krishna equals Christ, which
Oh.
means anointed one. The word niti in Sanskrit means a guide or law to follow. Krishna plus niti plus following the law of Krishna. And
Pay no attention to the technical difficulties.
Or rather, following the law of Krishna, the Hindu god, son of Brahma. The name Christ is still used throughout major parts of India to invoke the name of Krishna. The Greek name for Jesus is...
I don't know who this person is, but they're an idiot and they are gone. Moving right along.
Jesus and Yesu is still used throughout India for the...
Are you seeing that?
Name Jesus. In Phoenician, it's Ayud. In the Oud cognate refers to the kingdom that Brahman was born and came from, which is the kingdom of Oud in northern India.
I'm going to keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. Bam, Gary Baxter.
Other Hindustan, as Krishna or Ayud was born by Brahman. The early church fathers knew their religion.
Oh, check this out. Eusebius, one of the church fathers. The religion of Jesus Christ is neither new nor strange. Where have you heard that before?
Was not new, but very old and readily admitted it. Prior to 312 AD, the papacy in Rome used to be a Vedic priesthood.
Did you get that? Prior to 312 AD, the papacy in Rome used to be a Vedic priesthood.
The Vatican in Rome today sits upon the ruins of ancient Vedic edifices.
The Vatican today sits upon the ruins of ancient Vedic edifices. I'd like to see some documentation on that. That's fascinating.
The Vedic priest of the Vatican or hermitage in
Do you believe there's Vedic priests of a thing called the Vatican? But it's just coincidence. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Rome was murdered by Constantine after 312 AD. The shivlings the Vedic pontiff wore before being slain by Constantine are on display in the Etruscan Museum in the Vatican. The name Constantine is in fact a Vedic name for the demon king Constantine.
Wait a second. Constantine is the demon king, and Constantine created Roman Catholicism, Roman Protestantism. Who's been telling you that the God of the Bible is a demon, the God of Christianity is a demon, a devil? Oh, seems like they've been telling you this for thousands and they've been telling you this from the beginning. And what did the Christ say? The devil is a liar from the beginning and a murderer from the beginning. Huh?
Who tried to kill Lord Krishna in the Vedas. The Sanskrit.
He tried to kill Lord Krishna in the Vedas. Tried to kill Lord Krishna in the Vedas. What is the rat bastard trying to do today? Oh, he's trying to wipe out the memory of it, kill the Christ.
Papa, or rather the Pope's directive, is known as a bull or Papa bull, and that's because the dispatch rider of Shiva's directives is the bull Nandi.
The papal bulls are the Papa bull, and he's blue. Just saying.
Primal Vedikism is found around the planet with nowhere being untouched. The term Soviet is Sanskrit, which is Svet.
Is he going to actually make connections between Soviet Union, communism, and Hebrewism? He couldn't be doing that, could he?
The term Bolshevik is Sanskrit, which is Bolshevik, signifying Russies who are sages. Communist is a Sanskrit term.
Here he goes.
Samuha Nishta. Townships ending with the cognate grad, such as Leningrad and Stalingrad, come from the Sanskrit gram, which means township. 2,000 miles east of Moscow in Siberia is the city of Krasnoyarsk, which is named after the Vedic god Krishna. The Caspian Sea is named after the progenitor of the Vedic Rishis. Russians use the word agon for a fire, and this is named after the Sanskrit Agni. The Russian name Andropov comes from the Sanskrit Indra, who is the Vedic Lord of Gods. St. Paul's Cathedral in London was originally a Vedic Gopal, or rather Krishna temple.
St. Paul's Cathedral in London was originally a Vedic temple.
The main altar does not enshrine Jesus Christ, but the eight-directional Vedic cross or star.
Eight-directional Vedic cross or star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow.
Of the Vedic god Lakshmi. In front of the altar is a statue of an eagle, and the eagle is the Mount of Krishna.
This is in front of the altar at St. Paul's Cathedral. This is the bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word that the blue, blue god is writing.
Overhead on the curved rafter ledge supporting the ceiling are Latin prayers beginning with the Vedic incantation, Om.
Wow, this is blowing my mind, folks.
Painted in bold block capitals. Along the walls inside are sketched in bold relief sages and others taking a holy dip in the river Ganges.
They look like cities that have been submerged for a very long time, at a time when mainstream archaeology tells us there were no cities anywhere.
Oh, look who it is.
Powerful cross currents made it nearly impossible to dive the 170 feet to the bottom. Still,
I want to get through
was
that.
said to be the dwelling place of Lord Krishna, a deity worshipped across many traditions of Hinduism. Imagine what it would
Thank you,
mean
Dev Star.
for the Christian world to all of a sudden discover the actual Holy Grail, the actual Ark of the Covenant. That would be akin for the Indian population to discover an actual Dwarka.
Is that Giorgio drawing a correlation between the Hindu religion and Christianity? Is that Giorgio? Does Giorgio's hair look like it might be from a bluebird? I'm just saying.
This was a very powerful
Of the Sanskrit Sindhu of the Indus region in India, and Nipponese.
Oh, now we're taking it to Japan too.
Is from the Sanskrit Nipya, and the Uds or Hodus are of northern India.
Does that? That's Hebrew, folks.
Just as Judah is the self-kingdom in Israelia, and the Uds or Hodus are of the northern kingdom of Israelia, or rather Israel. Jerusalem or township of Shiva got its name because it sprung up around the Dome of the Rock, the octagonal temple of Lord Krishna.
Dome of the Rock, originally a temple of Krishna. And I'm just saying, but what color is it? It's blue.
Melchizedek was the king of Jerusalem, who possessed secret mystical powers. He was also Abraham's teacher.
Okay, so Melchizedek taught Abraham.
Melchizedek was a great Indian prince.
Folks, Melchizedek was a guy embodied by supernatural power, i.e. Melchizedek, i.e. Abraham's teacher. But it's all coincidence, nothing to see here. Move along.
Endowed with mystical powers, the son of a Kassite king. In Kashmirian Sanskrit, Sadik is a person with magical supernatural powers. A certain Zadok was also a supernaturally endowed priest.
And by the way, not to belabor the point, but what color is the high priest wearing here? And is it just me, or does he look like he's got feathers all over him? Wow.
Who anointed King Solomon. The name Jah or Yah is Sanskrit.
The name Jah or Yah is Sanskrit.
Jah is a name of both Shiva and Krishna among ancient Hindus. The word Jah, meaning God in Hebrew, and a word which is used in innumerable names in the Old Testament, in Sanskrit refers to Sithana, an attribute of
The everlasting. Is anybody thinking of the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end?
God in general, meaning everlasting or continued existence. It is an attribute of Shiva in particular, who is also known as Sithenu. Jah also refers to Simha, the man-lion incarnation.
Oh, wait a minute. The man lion? You mean like the lion of the tribe of Judah? That kind of a lion? That Jesus, plastic Jesus, Soylent Jesus, he's the lion of the tribe of Judah. He's the lion man. And he's a lion man. See what I did with that? He's a Lion man and he's a Lyin man. And he's about as real as that statue, but I digress.
Krishna. In the Old Testament, God speaks out of a pillar of fire.
Dudes, check this out. This will blow your mind. In the Old Testament, God speaks to Israel out of a pillar of fire, right? Watch this.
Moses. The god Shiva speaks out of a fire to Brahma and Vishnu in the Lingam Purana.
Speaking out of a pillar of fire. Meet the old gods, meet the new gods, same as the old gods. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Please ignore all incoming data. Refer to your prior conditioning. Rule number 1, always obey your conditioning. Rule number 2, if any information that comes in that violates your conditioning, please revert to rule number 1. This has been a public service announcement because they love us so much, as Rex says.
Simhat Torah, which is a Jewish holiday, is named
Simhat Torah is a Jewish holiday.
after Simha, the lion man incarnation of Krishna.
Oh, it's named after the lion man incarnation. The lion, wow.
It is the source of the term Lion of Judah.
Oh, there we go. See, I knew he would catch up. Lion of Judah. I'm not lying. Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine?
The Star of David.
Here we go. I knew this was coming. Did I not tell you this was coming? And you can tell I haven't watched this video. Here we go.
And Solomon's seal, which represents the union of spirit and matter, is the configuration of the Hindu god Indra's.
Does that look like an Mhulu to anyone but me?
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt from Shiva. Mhulu. Hello. Bingo. They just say bingo. How do they say? Do they say, I got the bingo? They just say bingo.
The pool in Jerusalem in the New Testament called
Bethsaida. Are they really?
Bethesda is Bethsaida.
And what's the place they always take the president when he needs a little work? Don't they take him to Bethesda Naval Hospital? It's just a coincidence. I'm just an apostate, blasphemous conspiracy theorist. Pay no attention.
Or rather, House of Shiva. The town called Bethlehem.
Oh, here we go. We're going after little baby diaper, golden fleecy Jeebus.
Where Yesu Christ, or rather Jesus Christ, was born, is Bethlehem, or rather house of bread, or Lakshmi, the god of fortune and a maid of Krishna in Hinduism.
Because we're hopefully going to get lucky enough to get these fools to believe it. That's why it's called the House of Fortune.
The Hindu goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, is in the Old Testament relating to feasting and food.
So they placed a bet in Bethlehem thinking that they could be lucky enough to fool us with this crap, and it worked for 2,000 years. But guess what? They didn't figure on the Christian whistleblower, the gospel truth army. They didn't see us coming, but bam, they know we're here. Get used to it.
Especially bread. Shavuot of the Jews is named after Shiva, which is
Pentecost, ladies and gentlemen. Who's been telling you about Pentecost?
also the Christian Pentecost. Tongues of fire is
Who's been telling you about tongues?
related to the god Shiva in Hinduism.
Oh, that looks like it hurts.
Bathsheba, wife of King David in the Old Testament, is daughter of Shiva in Sanskrit.
Okay, so wait a minute. David the Golem, created by he that should not be named, was married to the daughter of Shiva. You can't make this stuff up.
Beersheba, the well Isaac's servants named in the Old Testament, is the well of Shiva in Sanskrit, or rather the well of seven. The name Illuminati is claimed to be of Latin origin, which is utterly rubbish. The Illuminati have been around for thousands of years, not a mere few hundred. The word Illuminati is Sanskrit, which breaks up into two prefixes, Ilu, which means gods, and the Sanskrit Minati, which means prayer.
But folks, Illuminati obviously has nothing to do with Illuminati. Nothing to see here. Let's move along.
And the number 3. The meaning of Illuminati is Prabhuda, which means awakening. The cognate Ilu is found in Sumerian and Hebrew as in Elohim.
Uh-oh.
This is the Indian Hindu caste system.
Oh, check this out. This is the Indian Hindu caste system. Let's see if this has any relation whatsoever to our Western world as currently set up by the religious political cabal. Let's see. At the very top are the priests. Then come the warriors. Then come the businessmen. Then come the regular workers, and then come the untouchables. Has no correlation to our world today. Just ignore that. Just move along. Just move along. Please revert to your prior conditioning. Rule number 1, always listen to your conditioning. Rule number 2, if any new data should come in violating your conditioning, revert back to number 1. You will be assimilated. This is a public service announcement.
This is the modern-day global caste system.
Wow. The old caste system, the new caste system. Say hello to your new rulers, same as the old rulers. Say hello to the new game, same as the old game. Are you still okay being a pawn in this game, or are you ready to start playing your own game? Just a question.
Everyone is under. Both are the exact same.
Look at that, folks. Look at that. It's the very same. Who are the priests? It's the religious and the political leaders. The religious and the political leaders are above it all, causing these warriors and rulers to fight wars that are profiting the merchants and the traders, while we, the workers, give them the money to do it, and then the people in the third world that don't even have it as good as we do, and we're raping their... Stop it. We're raping their world to fund their world. We're raping their world to fund their world. We're raping their world to fund their world. They die while they get richer. And we are in the middle, helping them do it and condemning these people to continued horrific lives. How do you feel about yourself now? How do you feel about participating in this game? Do you feel proud? Do you feel good? Do you feel happy? I'm just a blasphemous, apostate conspiracy theorist.
Hindus or Oods from India who changed the image of the sacred cow in Hinduism into the image of the golden calf of the Brahmanite Illuminati, who retook Canaan or Canaan, called Phoenicia in Ishwaralaya, or rather Israel, in 1948.
Pay no attention to those correlations or the color blue there.
That's sitting at the top of the global caste system as the all-seeing third eye of Shiva, the destroyer. So tell me, conspiratards.
Conspiratards. I've never heard that before. I like it.
Who's running the show now, seeing how everything is connected to Vedikism around the globe, including all languages, all names, most all countries and nations, antiquity, and all religions?
Wow. Who is running the show now? Who is running the show now? Who's running the show now? Who's running the show now? It seems to me that the rat bastard stole all this knowledge and has perverted it and created his own Frankenstein monster out of it. Wow. That's some very interesting stuff. And it makes me think, if a person were to be trying, if perchance someone somewhere was trying to organize a confederation to evict the rat bastard, I remember I asked Heidi Vandenberg, would the Vedic gods have any interest in helping us out? They kind of stick to themselves. But now that I know that the Vedic gods have had all of their stuff hijacked and perverted by the rat bastard, they might just have some interest in helping us evict the rat bastard. I don't know if it's true, but I'm just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but it's very important that you realize that you are to revert to your prior conditioning. Do not accept any new incoming data. You are assimilated. Resistance is futile. This has been a public service announcement. And I think about putting that tapestry up behind me a few weeks ago. Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That's some powerful stuff. That's some interesting stuff. That is like, whoa, Nelly, I don't even know what to say. I know it's been a long time. You don't have to stay if you don't want to, but I'm going to take a perusal through the questions. If you asked a question that you want to have answered, I'm going to go back to it. If you didn't, well, if you want to leave, perfecto. I did turn on the screen finally, right? Lord of the Rings is Satan. Lord of the Hobbit. Is he reading the chat? Is he? He blew it up. Ha. Good job, Michael. I see pleasure devices for women. Oh, there we go. There's always some good stuff. Jeff, are you ignoring us? I was kind of into it today. Sorry. Singing the blues just won't be the same anymore. Paul Bunyan had a big blue ox. Wow, this is amazing stuff. Thank you, Dev Star. I had a cat in front of my monitor. Wow, purple and gold. Melchizedek, right in our faces. Bird, rooster, bluebird, Christo, Stop giving the birds power. I'm not giving the birds any power. We're laughing at, I laugh at those birds. I scoff at those birds. Camp David. Yep. Lotus pod, swamp gas from Uranus. Babylon. Wow. Interesting, interesting stuff. Pope has a Swiss Army knife and funny guards on the lookout. Stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. Wow. You're welcome for the good video. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I hate the word bazinga, but it seems appropriate here. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That was 2 hours. Good Lord. No, 1 hour, 20 minutes, not 120 minutes. Very interesting stuff. This is an example of just what we do here on a regular basis. This is normal, ordinary Christian whistleblower, gospel truth stuff. So if you ever want to get your mind blown, if you ever say, you know what, I'd like to think outside the box, well, this might be a place that you would consider going to. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower, just a apostate, blasphemous conspiracy theorist, trying to bring you a little bit of things, a little thing to consider every now and then. Unindoctrinate yourself, be your own guru, guide your own spirit, master your own ascension. Ask yourself, has the world gone crazy or have you? As soon as you're ready to answer that, you're ready to move on down the path of this destination. Is it really 7:22 at night? I'll be back at 11 for sure. No, in a little short one, midnight with Unicus. Be there. No or, just be there. I salute you for seeking truth and stay fearless, my friends.